you know, in business school, we are convinced, I was about to say maybe obsessed, but we're convinced that companies are at the heart of the solution, right? And so we need to make sure that we help companies to be at the heart of the solution. So this is one thing which is important, because we train the leaders of tomorrow, we train the leaders of today who are in the companies, and this is a big part of our role. Now the second thing is also that there is a lot of science going on in the business school. We have a lot of researchers working on so many interesting things. And the idea is that we need to diffuse that to the rest of the world to make sure that we inspire, we influence decision makers. And there is a lot of research on climate issues, you know, on many other different dimensions. So this is also something that we do. So train the leaders and make sure that we are at the heart of the community, at the heart of the society, and we inspire to make sure that people take decision differently, that they change the business model, that they do incorporate those elements. So I think this is a big part of our role. Well, you know, people tend to see business schools as being competitors. We compete a lot. In fact, we cooperate much more than what people think. And when it comes to climate, we all know it's not an issue or challenge just for France. It's not a challenge just for England or Italy, right? So it's much broader. It doesn't stop at the frontier. So we are too small compared to how big the challenge is. And the idea was, if we get together, we can create more value, we can share cost, we can share best practices, and we can have a voice. And we can coordinate on this voice. And this is how it all started, saying it is a global challenge. Let's start with Europe. Then we started to have cluster in Africa, in the Middle East, in South America. And it's a way to be much more powerful. So it was important, not just one voice, but a collection of voices all going in the same direction. What I think in those meetings and gathering, there is a time for presentation, conferences, inspiring, which is important. So we try to share information, share knowledge. But I think it's very important also that we take some time to work on the solutions. Again, I think the DNA of a business school is solution-oriented. It's to be solution-oriented. We're not here to criticize anything. We need to find solution and act. And the idea is that if we can't bring everybody together and say, okay, let's take this point, let's take this challenge, and let's look at what are the solutions. So co-constructing solution is really at the heart of the mission of the business school. And this is also what we're trying to do here. And there are so many entrepreneurs here who are part of the solution. So can we help them be more visible, connect with each other? This is the kind of thing to do. So it's not only about listening and consuming conferences, it's about being an actor. And I think this is what ChangeNow is and wants to be.